Clay is a film from the BBC made for TV for cable television. The aura of Clay kind of gives me the vibes of a mid-tier Goosebumps episode without any of the quirky funniness of a Goosebumps episode, but it has that aura of goosebumpsiness about it. The kind of aura that makes me think that if this was an R.L. Stine story, he would try to make it a little more quirky and less serious. This is told a little bit more serious, though there are some quirky moments. There was one actress that I recognized in the entire film. I didn't recognize anybody else. And it's the lady who plays Professor Umbridge in the Harry Potter films. She's excellent in this. She's excellent in the Harry Potter films. So if you like her, I'd definitely give this one a look just for her performance, which is pretty fun. She's not the main character. No, she's just a supporting cast character. She ends up being the caretaker for another boy, a transfer student or transfer kid. It's very church focused. It's very focused on the Catholic Church, I think. And there's about 3 boys in the Catholic Church. I think they're altar boys or something. One of them is trying to become a priest, a bigger, higher up echelon. So he's in schooling. He was in schooling to do that. And then he decided to become a clay maker. You know, he makes dolls and clay dolls of angels and all sorts of stuff for the church. And so he's got a workshop at the Umbridge lady's house, and he's making those. And the 2 local boys decide to try to befriend him. And one of them is too weirded out and he walks away. The other one sticks around, and the golem boy tries to befriend him. And then he teaches him about his magic, about how he can make living clay golems. And he wants to teach him how to make clay golems as well. And at first the boy is okay with it. He's like, alright, I'll go along with it. He's a little bit hesitant. He's always going to be a little bit hesitant because there's this new, creepy, unnatural magic to him and all that stuff. But it's interesting as well because it's something that you haven't seen before. At least something he hasn't seen, of course. Film-wise, you've probably seen something like this before. But in this setting, this boy has never seen anything like this before, so there's this attraction to the mysterious that's pulling him in, and they end up creating this clay golem human person, and this ends up frightening the boy a little bit too much, and then he runs away from the golem, and so the golem boy tries to convince him to give this golem commands, because golems are made to be servants and you have to command them to do things and all that stuff. The effects for the golem are decent enough, I suppose, but it's a made-for-TV budget. It's not going to be perfect. It's got about the same amount of effects as a Doctor Who episode, even, which is pretty decent. And then I don't mean the new Doctor Who episodes. I mean like the 10th Doctor, the 9th Doctor, that type of era. Now, the moral of the story, because this is a very moral-centric story, is that you shouldn't be bringing things to life against their will. So the boy tries to set the golem to rest, to send its spirit off, and Golem Boy disagrees with that, and they end up having a fight. And then Golem Boy goes off on his own, goes his own way, he disappears from the town. And so the boy ends up reconciling with the other boy that he had a fight with. And they reconcile, become friends again, and the golem is destroyed. And he's eventually found again by some other people. And so he digs into the golem's body, the clay golem's body, to find a locket that Golem Boy ended up using as a catalyst to bring this golem to life. And this locket ends up belonging to the Professor Umbridge character lady. And so he cleans it off and hands it back to her as a token of good faith so that she could feel a little bit better about it, because she's not exactly happy. She's not exactly a happy person, and she's trying to be happy. She's trying to capture that happiness. So it's these little small acts of kindness that you can really appreciate. What I recommend, Clay, if you could find it for about $1, yeah, I guess it's an interesting story. If you like the Umbridge actress, I would watch it just for her, because she does have some really nice moments in here showing off her skill. And but other than that, it has that quality of a mid-tier Goosebumps level episode. It's not something that's going to stand out, but it's not something that's going to be terrible either. It's one of those middle-of-the-road types of films that if you already have a crap ton of stuff you'd rather watch, then you probably wouldn't want to watch this, because you'd want to watch what you'd rather watch instead. But if you have nothing else to watch and you're very curious, yeah, I'd give it a look.